Another complex language barrier, sadly, but from what I can gather, the storyline in Jikuu Senki Mu is as cliched as they come, so I'm not gonna let it get in the way. In fact, this game ticks virtually every box on the build your own RPG checklist. A young, unready protagonist tasked to save the world by an ailing and misguided king, grinding experience points against weak monsters on the overworld in between trips to the inn to heal, while slowly building your finances to afford the better weapons and armor, finally feeling brave enough to venture to the first dungeon, and so on. Alright, you might not be able to read the game, but believe me, you've played it before. It's up to you whether you want to go through with it or not. It depends on whether being able to read a game bothers you that much. The menus are very straightforward, so you'll have no problem navigating your inventory and so on. I don't want to let any of this cloud my thoughts on the game, as it's actually an excellently presented piece of work. The art style, while not precisely original, is impressive enough to take you into the fantasy world, which is an achievement not always met on the Game Boy or even some home consoles. The overworld doesn't suffer from the blockiness of many early RPGs, and the map on the start menu is something I can't recall seeing on Game Boy before now. It's pretty accurate and does help you find where you're going. The music and sound effects give an efficient accompaniment to your adventure, and the sprite animations are exceptionally well drawn. There's a rudimentary character creation screen too, which is a nice early example of the concept. The problem is not with the language, it's with the rest of the content. Too many games like this existed already, so to stand out from the crowd, you either need the clout of name recognition like your Final Fantasy or Zelda games have, or do something interesting and maybe a little left field. The paths walked by Jikuu Senki Mu don't really take it to anywhere that either of these things are true, sadly, and it leaves the game wandering around the forgotten annals of a library where there are already plenty of RPG adventures that people do know about. It's a shame because this game does deserve a certain recognition. If you're a massive fan of the genre, perhaps think about giving it a dust off for an hour at least. Thanks so much for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts on the game down below, and if you can spare a second, give the review a quick thumbs up, it really helps out. Subscribe to the Portable Power Podcast for a new Game Boy review every day from Monday to Friday. Or alternately, new episodes of the podcast drop every Saturday and Sunday on whichever platform you get your pods. See you later on.